been some time since I made an ETCG 1 video, and I thought I would make one, put it out there. And I'll say that I did not make one of my trip to Florida, and usually I do those vlogs like I did when I went to Wells and when I went to AirTex. I didn't do that this time for a couple of reasons. One reason was time. I worked my butt off there. I mean, I was going pretty much from the time that I landed until the time I got on the plane on Sunday morning. I mean, it was a kind of a non-stop deal. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about side work. And as a technician, you come up, you get into the business, you get a job, you work, but invariably you're going to have friends, neighbors, people that are going to come to you and ask you to fix their cars outside of your place of employment. This is a subject, it's a touchy subject in a lot of ways, and I know I'm going to get a lot of discussion on this, and I welcome it. I'm going to start this by saying one thing you need to keep in mind with side work is that just about every single one of you out there is under something called employment at will, which means your employer can fire you for any reason whatsoever. They can just not like the color of your shoes and you're out the door. Unless you have some kind of contract, employment contract, this is how you are employed. Everything from those executives that are out there in the world to us mechanics in the shop. With that in mind, and that said, you need to be extra careful about the side work that you do. And I know in some places, some shops let you pull in a friend or a family member's car on the off hours and do work on it. It's really nice to have a lift to do that kind of work. I eventually ended up with this place, and I'm very happy to have it, and this is where I did my side work. I did some of it where I worked, and it was something that was accepted while I was there, and part of that was because, well, I'll just come out and say it. One of the manager's sons worked in the shop as a technician and did a lot of side work, so it would be kind of not a cool thing if they didn't allow the rest of the technicians in the shop to do the same thing. This is a double-edged sword. I mean, it's convenient in the fact that people can bring your cars into work, you do your work, you got your parts department there, all that kind of thing. That part of it was nice, but the other part of it was I ended up getting fired for it. And it's a long roundabout kind of thing, but that story is out there. That being said, I don't want to get into that whole thing about it, but eventually that's what happened is because of some side work that I did at work, I was let go. That's why I say be careful, because even if they say it's okay, they still can turn around at the end of the day and say it's not okay. So be very careful in that. As far as what you charge, that's up to you. I'm not going to dictate those prices. I've never gone out publicly and said this should cost this and this should cost this, namely because it varies from place to place so much, and I don't want to get involved in that. That's not what I'm about. I'm about the information. But the main thing I want you to take away from this is, if you are a new technician and you are coming into the field, then yes, there are times when your employer may let you work on your own car, your family members' cars, and some may even go so far as to let you work on, quote-unquote, your work in their shops. That's very kind of them, but proceed with caution, because, like I said, the rug can be pulled out from under you at any time. And if you give them any kind of reason, such as you making more money than them or taking money out of their pocket, as a shop owner, you've got to think about that. If your technicians are out in the shop and they're making money and you're not getting any of it, and they're under your roof, if something happens to them, if they get injured, they drop an engine on their head, something like that, you're liable for that. So that's what your employer has to face. I know you're going to look at them and you're going to say, oh, it's their fault, they're making so much money, who they care about. Yeah, no. Don't look at it like that, okay? From a business perspective, that's how they're going to see it. And you need to think like a business person if you're going to start to do side work. Also, if you're going to do a large enough volume, you got to watch that stuff on your taxes because you don't want to get busted. Me, I kind of went away from it when I started Eric the Car Guy, so because I was making the videos, so that's something different. You want to go that route, fine, but basically the idea is make sure you're on the level, because if you're not on the level and you're doing business, an underground business, you can get yourself into some serious trouble, and just be aware of that. Don't think I'm just some little mechanic, nobody's going to say anything. Well, here's the other thing. What if you work on somebody's car and you screw something up, you break something? Then now you're responsible for that. Welcome to the world of the business owner. You're responsible. So you got to treat it like a business. Don't take it lightly. Don't take side work lightly, because it's a big deal. It can cost you your job, and it can cause you a lot of problems, both legally and financially. On the other side of that, it may be the thing that makes the difference between paying your bills and not paying your bills. And I understand that. So if you find yourself in that spot, just be aware of the consequences and cover your butt, okay? If you're going to have a shop like mine, I have equipment and liability insurance here. And that is for a reason. Should something like that happen, I'm covered. If you don't have something like that and you've got a little shop like I've got here on the side, something happens, there goes your livelihood, okay? So think ahead and treat it. I would say if you're going to walk away with anything from this video, is you need to treat side work exactly like it is, like a business. And business is business. It's different than, hanging out with your friends, drinking beers, working on cars in your garage. It's way different when you start taking money from people to work on their cars, especially when you do it outside of the organization that you're employed by. That becomes something completely different. That's why this video is called Side Work. Well, I'm just trying to look out for you. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying if you're going to do it, cover your butt. Especially you new guys out there, you must be aware that they can pull the rug out from under you and fire you for any reason. And side work, I can tell you right now, you start cutting into the pockets of the people that you're working for, you're probably not going to be working there very long. To them, it's just like stealing. So don't be out there with their customers saying, well, I can fix this for you on the side a heck of a lot cheaper than you can get it done here. You start doing that, you're cutting your own throat. Don't do it, okay? When you're working for somebody, work for somebody. Don't undercut them. But if your mom's sister-in-law, whatever, comes to you and has got some kind of problem with their car and needs it fixed, that's something completely different. Moral of the story: mind your P's and Q's. Make sure you're on the level. Make sure you know what's up before you get started. That's about all I have to say on side work. I'm sure this will spark a discussion, because I know there's a lot that goes along with this. So there may be a sequel to this video, whatever, because I'm sure that somebody out there is going to bring up something either I forgot or a really good point. A lot of you people out there are really smart, and I like that about you. I like that about you a lot. So bring it on with the comments, and we'll take it from there. For now. I'm going to go find out what that banging noise is. Be safe, have fun, stay dirty, people. And keep out of trouble. Until next time.